Let's hope I don't spill this, huh? All right. Is it Seager? Great smile, man. Love that energy. I like it. It was good. Okay. Rope Skulls. Sounds like a great album. So initial impression is the rope string stuff still feels really thin. And maybe a little low poly. Having the rope go through the that cheekbone too feels a little strange to me. It's like going behind it. What is going on? I need to hang on. Hang on, guys. I gotta switch the camera really quick. It's my messenger. I gotta, like, mute this bad boy or something. Oh, thanks. Thanks, TJ. Okay, I'm gonna hope that if I quit the messenger, Windows won't keep using it. That'd be cool. Okay. All right. Seager, sorry. So yeah, so the strings are really thin, and I feel like so there's string right now versus rope. If that makes sense. Poly count wise, they feel low as well. Maybe it's because the tension would make them harder angled like that. See, in this angle, it's more believable. I guess maybe this angle is a little weak. Let's the other thing I would do is maybe like let's where are we at here? Photoshop, give me the love. I'm gonna just do this. These are hard to look at. Yeah, I don't think so. If you're showing wireframe on this, I don't think you need to show wireframe on this. And then the normal map maybe can just be to the side. Like, you don't have to overlap them, maybe. So what I would actually do... Oh. I would do stuff like this. If that makes sense. The other thing too is even though they're not on the same, like this one's more backlit, you got to make sure that these are balanced. So something like that. This is much more intriguing and will require less screenshots to pull it off. The screenshot tool that I am using is called I Forgot. It's not called I Forgot. Give me a second. Light shot. That'd be hilarious if it was called I Forgot. It's good. It's good to be back, guys. Knew it. Yeah. So let's keep it on. The other thing I guess I would suggest maybe is to get some textural variety on the surface of the skull. So right now you've got some noise that looks like it's in the albedo. Getting that noise into the roughness would work wonders for the surface. I Forgot by Apple. That's very good. That's very good, Abel. That's what happens when you work there, huh? Are you leaving Moto too? What do you mean, am I leaving Moto? What do you mean? Vaughn left Moto for Blender. Blender's looking pretty good these days. All right, let's. This song's a little on the erotic side. Onward and forward. So this one, dude, that's a rough story. I feel bad for that guy. Well, I guess he's not feeling it anymore, but feels bad, man. So this is the only image of this. I feel like you could utilize some better camera angles for showing this off. The rock is a little too low poly, and the shadows are just too dark. Like you're missing an ambient value in your shadows, so they're just really dark. What else can I say about this? Like I was saying earlier with the camera angle, like really flattens out everything. So if you could get like a lower angle, that would be really good. And then how, like, I don't know how that sword is in the rock, but we can live with that. That guy got freaking railed though. He's done. This guy's done. But yeah, so camera angle, finding some more interesting camera angles, maybe giving it a ground, and then using like what's the word? Wow, I'm going here real quick to look it up. This is hilarious, guys. This is how like sapped my brain is. Vignette. I know what I'm talking about. Most skeletons are done, Jared. Hey, come on. Come on now. I've seen skeletons move in the movies. Those guys aren't done. So getting some vignetting, putting it on ground so it's got some context, and then getting a vignette going is really going to help. And a better camera angle with a better shape to the rock, and then getting some ambient lighting in your shadows so that they're not so dark. Oh, I remember this scene. So do you remember when we were talking about the scene in on Discord, and I was saying the shadows are really dark? You definitely filled them out with the ambient lighting around the space. I don't know if it was just one color. Or if like I don't know if you put one color in your ambient light, or if you actually like in your light maps brought the ambient up so that it's getting contributions from all of the bounce lighting and stuff. But this looks a lot better. There's definitely room for improvement when it comes to stuff like portraying the sand on, like, so this is sand, right? It's going to get on everything. So like where it's a hard edge on these pieces of wood, which this wood material feels a little too dark still. I think in that case it's the material. Getting the sand up on that, getting the sand in the little crevices and all over this ramp, making the ramp feel like it's in the dirt. It is still a bit dark, but I think it's more to do with material balance at this point. Adding a little bit more poly count to the wheels to round them out would help the carts in the back here. And then yeah, is that rain? Is that those are raindrops in the So rain always photos or screenshots poorly. It's hard to capture rain in a screenshot and have it look normal. Like I thought these were like little arrows in the ground, you know, from like people shooting arrows. And then I noticed it's kind of everywhere. If it's possible, I would get a render of your rain and separate from the scene and actually motion blur the material and then or the render of it, and then in post put it on top of your screenshots. If people ask you how you got your rain to look like that, you can just tell them that, because that's totally okay to do. Also, this right here, dude, that is dope. This looks awesome. Definitely a marvelous designer action going on there. That looks really cool though. But I mean, overall, when you're following the recreation of the starting area in Path of Exile, I mean, you're hitting the beats. I feel like you could push your art further than they were able to in that scene though. So like, on your next scene, definitely go the extra mile. Think about how materials interact with each other. Think about, like when I say materials interacting, it's like when I was talking about the sand getting on materials around it, just grounding everything together, kind of melting everything together. And yeah, I think there's a directional light behind this wall. I can't tell. The shadow direction is odd to me. So it's hard to figure out which direction the light is pointing. This shadow tells me it's behind this wall. And it's like up high, like pointing down. But you never know sometimes, man. Stuff gets crazy. Yeah, see, the shadows here are pointing this direction. Yeah, usually you want, like, here, I'll just, so I'm in here now. Make sure, okay, lighting's not gonna update on me. I'm gonna just talk about light direction really quickly here. So like this angle, right? Not that interesting. Like, so we turn the fog off. It flattens out quite a bit, and I have to rely on the baked lighting in order to separate elements, like this guy being lighter than this guy. This is all in shadow, right? So by turning fog on is one way to separate elements out, because you can use the fog to amp up the separation. You can use it like a distance mask. Let's do like, turn it way up. So you can see like the elements separate out, right? Let's turn some post stuff off. That should help with the, yeah, that helps with the frame rate quite a bit. So yeah, using fog to separate stuff out when you're in shadow helps quite a bit. But nothing is better than light direction, you know? So let's go back to the lighting, lower the fog down to like, way too high. 0.01. So using your fog to separate elements out in combination with an interesting light angle really helps. So like getting an angle where you can see the shadow casting is always a nice feature to be pushing. Shadow, let's see here. Let's see if I find a good angle. So seeing a lit side and the shadowed side is always pretty pleasant to the eye. And like, for example, these stairs are kind of lost back here. So if you bring the light up a little bit, you can cast, that might be a little on the extreme side. So you can cast the light up the stairs, which also looks pretty cool, especially from angles like this, because then you can start to see separation and you get all those layers and stuff. Yeah. Anyways, we'll look at this scene more later, but I just wanted to kind of talk about light direction and how you can play with shadows to make more interesting composition. Like this one, for example, I would actually face the light coming this way and have the shadows of this guy casting against the rock, because then it separates this panel from the rock behind it, right? Because you can immediately see the distance because the shadow is helping separate the elements. Even when you have nighttime shots in game, they usually use this thing called Hollywood night, which if you're hardcore into PBR and being light accurate is not a real thing. But Hollywood night is adding a little bit of color and light to your nighttime shot so that you can still identify and separate all of your elements and still be able to understand the composition and space that you're taking screenshots of. So I think you still have a lot of room to grow, and I hope you keep posting in the Discord, and we'll help each other out and getting better and stuff like that. I think that this was a pretty ambitious project, and if it took you a long time, let's see if you're like, if it took you a long time, you don't have to do something this big next time. Like, for example, my scene is stupid huge. Hollywood darkness. I'm calling you Tej. Thanks, Tej. I'm calling you teacher from now on because of all your stories you've told me recently. Foxago. Thanks for that follow. Oh, and Doggo Pow. Thanks for the follow as well. Whatever floats your boat, Senpai Tej. Yeah, so don't feel like you need to do a huge scene like this. This is really big. It takes a lot of time. The only reason I'm doing a scene as large as I am is because it gives me tons of opportunities to tackle problems on stream with you guys, as well as help me learn some stuff too, because you're always forgetting stuff, and there's always new things to learn, right? But yeah, I look forward to more stuff from you. All right, have you posted anything in your blog? Oh, you have. Oh yeah, see? Iteration. So, look how dark it used to be. Dude, okay. This is great. I posted that in chat for you guys, so you can check it out. All right, next portfolio. Andre, incoming. Be right back.